Your brain gives warnings long before lucid dreaming turns dangerous. Most people ignore these signals until it's too late, like with Mark, who started having strange experiences in his lucid dreams. But by the time his wife looked unfamiliar to him, it was too late. He couldn't control his dreams, and now he can't even remember her face. Don't let this happen to you. These are the 7 earliest psychological signs that your lucid dreaming is becoming harmful and you should stop immediately. You see, most people don't realize how fragile the human mind is. It's quite literally possible to unalive yourself just by thinking. And that's why more than 4 million people have been left mentally scarred by lucid dreaming. They start ignoring their brains, warning signs, and then suddenly they're trapped in a nightmare. That's why it's so important to know the early signs of lucid dreaming turning dangerous. That way you can stop before it's too late and you become one of those 4 million. So make sure you pay attention to every single sign I'm about to tell you. And real quick, I want to give you a warning. When you reach sign number 5, it means you've passed the point of no return. You've gone too far, and you need to stop immediately. Okay, here we go. Number 1. Time glitches. First, your brain will try to warn you with glitches in your perception of time. You might wake up from a lucid dream and look at the clock to see that it's Sam or 11:59 p.m. Basically, any time that shouldn't exist. If this happens, it means your temporal lobe has begun to overwork. The temporal lobe is the part of your brain responsible for processing both sensory input and time management. When it begins to malfunction, that's a bad sign. It means your brain is losing its grip on reality. Now, many people have experienced this. In fact, if you've ever seen a clock glitch while you were lucid dreaming, comment clock right now. I bet most of you will. And if you think it's just a coincidence, you'd be wrong. There's nothing random about it. It's actually your brain giving you a warning sign. The good news is that if you catch this early, there's still time to turn things around. Just be careful because it gets worse. Number 2. Mild reality checks. Next, you'll start questioning whether you're awake or not. You might wake up from a lucid dream, do a reality check and wonder if you're still dreaming. Then you do another reality check and go back to sleep. For most people, this is a harmless occurrence that happens once or twice. But if you start experiencing it regularly, it could mean trouble. It means your brain's defenses are starting to fail, and it's beginning to mistake dreams for reality. This brings us to our next sign. Number 3. Sleep paralysis under 10 seconds. Another warning sign is when your body locks for a few seconds just as you're re-drifting off to sleep, or just as you're re-waking up. This is known as sleep paralysis. And if it starts happening regularly, it's an extremely bad sign. Normally, sleep paralysis lasts for a few seconds, but if you're lucid dreaming too much, it can keep you paralyzed for minutes. Even worse, it can start happening at random moments during the day. In fact, some people report being paralyzed while walking, sitting in a chair or driving a car. This is because the lucid dreaming is causing your nervous system to misfire. Now, normally, sleep paralysis isn't anything to worry about, but if you're lucid dreaming excessively, it's a clear indication that your mind is struggling. The longer it goes on, the worse it gets. Number 5. Hypnagogic voices. Have you ever heard muffled words or noises as you're drifting off to sleep? Maybe you hear someone calling your name or whispering a message. These are called hypnagogic voices. At first, they might only happen every once in a while, but if you're lucid dreaming too much, you'll hear them daily. The more you lucid dream, the louder and more frequent the voices become. What's really happening is that your brain's auditory cortex is beginning to shut down. This is a warning sign because if it gets any worse, you won't be able to distinguish between reality and your dreams. Number 5. Light shadow glimpses. Next, you might start seeing shadows or movement out of the corner of your eye. This usually happens at night when you're trying to sleep, but sometimes it can happen during the day. At first, it might be easy to dismiss these glimpses as simply being tired or not focusing enough. However, if it keeps happening, it could be something more serious. It means your amygdala, the part of your brain responsible for processing emotions and memories, is starting to misfire. To put it simply, your brain is getting worse at filtering out irrelevant information. This is a critical warning sign. It means that your mind is blurring the line between what's real and what's not. Now, if you've made it this far, I need you to listen very carefully. What I'm about to tell you is crucial. If you continue lucid dreaming after this point, there's no turning back. You've gone too far and you need to stop immediately. Number 6. Dream déjà vu. Do you find yourself reliving the same mundane dream scenarios over and over again? Perhaps you keep dreaming about being late for work or school, running aimlessly, or having a fight with someone you know. While these dreams may seem harmless and even comforting, they are actually a red flag that your lucid dreaming has gone too far. The fact that you're repeating these dreams indicates that your brain's memory centers are beginning to malfunction. Normally, your brain filters out unimportant information to keep your dreams fresh and engaging. However, if it's struggling, it will start to latch on to any detail, no matter how insignificant, and repeat it in your dreams. This is a sign that your brain is becoming disoriented and confused. If you don't stop lucid dreaming at this point, you risk losing your grip on reality altogether. Number 7. Morning deteriorate. Finally, if you feel strange or disconnected from your surroundings for 1 to 2 hours after waking up, it's a sign that your lucid dreaming has caused you to dissociate. Dissociation is a defensive response that your brain uses to cope with stress and anxiety. It's a way of disconnecting from reality to avoid painful thoughts or feelings. So if you notice that you feel numb or detached from your loved ones after waking up, it's a warning sign that you've taken things too far. You're losing touch with reality, and if you don't take action, you could end up trapped in a world where you no longer recognize anything or anyone. Now I want you to comment below which sign you've noticed. If you're still lucid dreaming after this video, you're asking for trouble. Remember, the more lucid dreams you have, the higher the risk of your brain getting damaged. It's already happened to millions of people. In fact, here's a story that I bet will make you stop lucid dreaming forever. Mark started lucid dreaming as a fun hobby, but soon he was spending all his time in his dreams. He ignored everyone around him and stopped caring about his responsibilities. One day he woke up and couldn't recognize his wife. He felt lost and confused and didn't understand why he couldn't remember her face. It turned out that Mark had pushed himself too far with lucid dreaming, and it had damaged his brain. He couldn't control his dreams and ended up trapped in a nightmare. Now he can't remember his wife or kids, and he regrets pushing himself too far with lucid dreaming. Don't let this be your story. If you've made it this far and still want to keep lucid dreaming, you're playing with fire. Only go any further if you're willing to accept the consequences.